here with Megan's or Bonham's, and we're looking at one or two items that are coming up in their future European sale on July the 6th. And what we're looking at the moment is the most spectacular pair of Meissen, late 19th century Meissen, what they call Krater vases. It's wonderful, sort of double-handled, important pair of vases, and they're done in a particular style which is called Limoge Enamel. Now, Nettie will be able to explain to you a little bit more about these vases, and I understand they came in on their own from one person.
Yeah, and they've been in the same collection for quite a while. It's rare that you find a pair like this together. Sometimes you see them individually, and Meissen really was successful at making what you say is the Limoge enamel style. There were a lot of factories at the time competing for technical marks here because the Berlin factory was doing very well. Also Sèvres was developing a lot of new techniques like the pâte sur pâte technique around about the same time. But in this case it's really Ernst August Leuteritz, and we call Leuteritz blue, this blue color we call after Ernst August Leuteritz.
Yes.
Who really furthered the technical development at the factory, I think. Yeah, and these are just really great examples, and the decoration is really built up. If you come in close, you can see that it's actually made up out of brush strokes. It's not an applied decoration or not a printed decoration. It's really hand painted on in many layers.
Yes, yes.
Where you see it whiter, that's where you see more layers have been applied, and where it's a little bit more subtle or vague or fading into the background, that is where less layers have been applied. So it's really a technical feat.
What I particularly like about Leuteritz is the choice of decoration. Is this after a particular print or?
Yes, I think so. I mean, they worked after very specific print sources at the Meissen factory. So it wouldn't have been something that a painter would have invented. There would have been really strict rules that they would have followed. And this really picks up on the neoclassical style that was so popular sort of in the beginning of the 19th century. These are a little bit later, probably around 1850, 1860, but they really fit in with what you expect the Meissen factory to present.
I would have thought they made it a little bit later, around about 1880,
but
just going by the place. I always feel that
I'm always thrown by the mark, but you probably know this much more because you look at much more 19th century.
Yes, very much so.
So it doesn't have the large marks with the pommels yet.
That's right. But this one has a different mark on it.
Yeah, that's already the larger. Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's very interesting. I never quite got to the bottom of it.
You need to write a book on the marks, Laurence. That would be great. 19th century Meissen.
But one of the criticisms of my book when it came out is I didn't have a chapter on the marks, and the reason being is you can't recognise Meissen just by the marks because it's copied by so many factories.
Yeah, true. So true. Yes. I guess here you go on the style, and you feel it's it's in the 19th century. You understand it also has the incised marks. Perhaps that's one of the things that really differ from the 19th century to the. I have to now find the right vase for that.
Very hard.
Oh yes, here we go. You can just about see it there on the foot.
Oh right, yes, there.
A119 is the model number. So
model number.
Yeah, and this is also in your book. You can find this shape back. Yeah.
Wonderful.
And so to me, I mean, in my head, these objects would have been the kind of objects you would have seen at the great exhibitions, in Paris and in London.
Absolutely.
1862.
Absolutely, fabulous.
1851. Yeah.
I mean, you must have been ecstatic to have found this pair. I mean, there's something that you just don't see every day.
No. Yeah.
Not every day. They're extremely rare. I remember going to all the way over to California to find a smaller pair of similar Krater vases, not Limoge Enamel, but another pair of vases by Leuteritz.
Yeah, it's true. It's actually relatively rare when you start looking into it that you really find pairs. It's not very often.
But it's very spared in such pristine condition. I noticed there's a tiny little bit of wear on the gilding. But then you've got to, if you just come, if you look just down at the corner, if one were to fault it, then this is the type of faults you're looking at, the tiny little bit of wear in the corner, which is very, very insignificant.
In the whole scheme of things. Yeah.
And I like this type of the gilding, which is
they exude really such confidence, don't they? It really is just a bit bigger, just a bit more powerful. And again, I think here, when you look at them in the greater scheme of what is happening in porcelain in Europe, their direct competitor here must have been the Berlin factory.
Yes.
I think, and they also had that real confidence in the shape, and that it just fits, and it's not that easy to do. You look at other factories, what was being produced, also in the neoclassical style,
yes,
and you just feel sometimes an awkwardness. It doesn't sit quite right.
Absolutely.
But with Meissen, everything fits together here. The shape really serves as a canvas for that painting.
What I also like is the sharpness of detail. And it's the expression.
Yeah.
So you've actually got not just but you've got emotion into the facial emotion, and you can start visualizing what the figures are doing.
Yeah.
And it's just very interesting having that lion sitting behind the. Who would she be? Have you thought about that?
I have to do the iconography. Perhaps people want to add there, but for sure it's after, as we said, after Prince horses. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And I think it's very much in the taste of Angelika Kaufmann, and that's kind of,
yes,
kind of late 18th century
absolutely.
period. Yeah.
Truly magnificent. Okay, lovely. Thank you.